When an evil spirit known as Pitch lays down the gauntlet to take over the world, the immortal guardians must join forces for the first time to protect the hopes, beliefs, and imaginations of children all over the world. Today, we'll recap the beloved story of the 2012 movie, Rise of the Guardians. The film opens with a young boy named Jack Frost plunging into the water and then resurfacing, where he is suddenly able to fly by using a wooden staff. He discovers that he possesses magical ice powers and proceeds to explore the woods. Upon entering a nearby town, Jack tries to interact with the people, but to his dismay, they are unable to see or touch him. All he knows is his name, which he learned from the moon. Fast forward 300 years, and we meet Saint Nicholas and his team of guardians, who reside at the North Pole. Nicholas creates a toy train made of ice, but unfortunately, it is accidentally broken by a Yeti. The Guardians soon discover that there is something wrong with the globe that controls the world's belief in them. They quickly realize that the evil boogeyman, also known as Pitch Black, is the cause of the disturbance. They send out a signal to all the Guardians, including the Tooth Fairy, Sandman, and Easter Bunny to come to their aid. As they argue over what to do about Pitch Black, the moon aligns with the skylight, and Sandy, the Sandman, finally gets their attention. He shows them Pitch Black's silhouette, and they learn that he has chosen a new guardian to corrupt. To their surprise, the crystal reveals that Jack Frost has been selected, causing Aster Bunnymunt, the Easter Bunny, to protest because he believes Jack is not fit for the job. Meanwhile, Jack continues to explore the towns and uses his powers to freeze everything in sight. In another town, he causes it to snow, and some children express their excitement for the upcoming Easter celebration and their desire to find Easter eggs. James is enthusiastic about the existence of mythical creatures, particularly Bigfoot. He and his companions go for a walk in the snow, and Jack playfully throws a snowball at James, sparking a snowball fight. Unfortunately, they accidentally hit a larger girl named Cupcake, who becomes angry. However, Jack manages to cheer her up with a snowball, and she joins in the game. James slides on his sled, while Jack helps him glide across the town by using ice as a propeller. They end up celebrating beside a monument, but Jack's celebration is cut short when a sofa falls on him and breaks his tooth. Feeling down, Jack tries to talk to some children as they walk by, but they pass through them, leaving him feeling sad as he floats away. Meanwhile, James is excitedly sitting in his room while Jack stands on the roof, pondering why the moon brought him to Earth. Unfortunately, he doesn't get any answers, which leaves him frustrated. Elsewhere, Sandy is spreading his sand around, giving children pleasant dreams. However, Pitch Black emerges from a shadow and transforms Cupcake's dream into a nightmare, instructing it to tell the others that the wait is over before riding away. Jack spots the nightmare passing by and chases after it, only to be surprised by Aster in an alley. Two Yetis abduct Jack and throw him into a portal that leads to the North Pole, while Aster jumps into a rabbit hole. At the North Pole, Jack encounters Nicholas and the others, who reveal that he's a guardian. The elves and Yetis enjoy, but Jack interrupts, saying that he doesn't want to be a guardian. However, Tuthiana, one of the guardians, explains that their duty is to protect children. Nicholas tells Jack that he was chosen by the man on the moon, but Jack gets angry and refuses to join their group. Aster makes fun of him because he cannot be seen by people, which leads to an argument between Jack and Aster. Nicholas intervenes and asks Jack to walk with him. As they walk through the toy factory, Nicholas takes Jack to his office and asks him about his center. He then shows Jack different aspects of himself and gives him a toy. Finally, they reach the center, where Jack sees a baby with big eyes. Nicholas explains that seeing the wonders of the world is Jack's center. Nicholas, Jack, and the others then get on Nicholas's sled and fly out of the mountain. They teleport to the Tooth Fairy's palace, where several nightmares attack the fairies. Tuthiana discovers that the nightmares have taken all her teeth and fairies, and she cries. Pitch Black arrives and Nicholas asks why he's attacking them. Pitch Black explains that he wants to be believed in and no longer wants to hide under beds. As they try to catch him, Pitch Black scares Tuthiana away with a nightmare. Pitch Black then informs Sandy that he has not converted his sand into nightmares, which can sense fear. The building begins to crumble, and Pitch Black says that children are losing faith in the Tooth Fairy. He declares that it is their turn not to be believed in and rides away as they pursue him. Pitch Black manages to escape, and Jack consoles Tuthiana. She explains that Pitch Black took the teeth because they contain a person's childhood memories. Jack realizes that the Guardians were people before being chosen by the man on the moon, but he can't remember anything. Jack decides that they must retrieve his memories from Pitch Black, but the building continues to crumble. Nicholas refuses to give up and proposes they team up to retrieve teeth from around the world. He promises to help Jack retrieve his memories if Jack helps them, and Jack agrees. Together, they travel around the world, collecting teeth from under children's pillows and leaving coins in their place. Meanwhile, Pitch Black stays in his hideout, perplexed by the lights on his globe that indicate children are still awake. He dismisses the Guardian's warnings as meaningless and crushes a figure of Sandy. Jack and Tithiana watch over James as he sleeps, while Tithiana wonders why she stopped collecting teeth herself. Nicholas and the others enter the room and accidentally wake James, who becomes agitated as Sandy tries to subdue him. James' dog growls and chases Aster around the room, while Jack triggers the alarm to distract the dog. In the chaos, Sandy accidentally knocks everyone out, and a nightmare flies past them. Jack rushes after it with Sandy in tow, and Sophia, James' sister, accidentally teleports herself to some Easter eggs. As they pursue the nightmares, Pitch Black appears behind Jack, but Sandy arrives and uses whips to knock him to the ground. Pitch Black apologizes for meddling with the dreams and offers to return them to Sandy. However, several nightmares emerge and surround them, prompting Nicholas and the others to join the fight. Despite their efforts, Sandy is overwhelmed by the nightmares, and Pitch Black shoots him with an arrow that transforms him into a nightmare. Jack becomes angry and rushes towards Pitch Black, but he encounters a swarm of nightmares. With the use of his power, he freezes the swarm and successfully knocks Pitch Black out of the sky. Tithiana and the other Guardians catch Jack as he falls. Pitch Black, on the other hand, is happy, since Jack is proven to be a worthy adversary. Later, Tithiana, Nicholas, and Aster hold a funeral service for Sandy. Jack sits alone and Nicholas approaches him. He tells Jack that Sandy would be proud of him for standing up to Pitch Black and assures him that they will find out more about Pitch Black's past life. They watch as the lights of the globe turn off. Aster reminds them that Easter is the next day and suggests they use it to get children to believe in them. Aster opens a bunny hole that leads to Easter Island. However, Aster realizes that something is wrong when Sophia emerges and plays with walking eggs. Nicholas tells Jack that they're too busy making children happy to spend time with them. They watch as the Easter eggs are produced, and Sophie falls asleep. Jack insists on taking Sophia home and promises to return immediately. He places her in her room and hears a familiar but strange voice. Jack follows the voice and arrives in Pitch Black's cave, where he sees the fairies and the teeth. Pitch Black arrives and tells Jack his greatest fear is that no one will ever believe in him. Pitch Black disappears before Jack can take the canister that contains his memories. Jack runs around searching for Pitch Black, but he tortures him with his words. Eventually, Pitch Black gives Jack the canister and disappears. As Jack pursues him, he arrives in a cave that leads to Easter Island. He sees several broken eggs on the floor, and no one can see Aster. Nicholas informs Jack that all the eggs were destroyed by the nightmares. Tithiana sees a canister in his hand, which makes them assume he is working with Pitch Black. Jack tries to explain, but they don't listen. Aster tells Jack to leave, and he flies away. Meanwhile, James searches the house for an Easter egg, but doesn't find any. He tells the others about Aster, but they say it is just a dream. They tell him to be happy he still has dreams and say they have nightmares as they walk away. Jack tries to throw the canister away, but he cannot, and Pitch Black appears. Jack attacks him, saying he understands what it feels like for no one to believe in him. Pitch Black tells Jack that he doesn't have to be alone and knows that children will believe in him. He says there's nothing better than cold and darkness and asks Jack to join him, but he refuses. Pitch Black threatens to kill a fairy and asks Jack for his staff. Jack reluctantly gives Pitch Black the staff and throws the fairy away. Pitch Black breaks the staff, hits Jack into a hole in the ice, and throws the broken staff to him. Jack wakes up and sees the fairy. His pocket begins to glow and he sees the canister. He opens it and sees his past life. Jack stands on a frozen lake with his sister Mary as the ice is about to break. He plays a game with her, using the staff to save her, but falls into the water and drowns. Jack realizes that the man on the moon chose him for that reason. He uses his powers to fix his staff and flies out of the ice. Pitch Black arrives at the North Pole and watches as the lights go out. Jack returns to Pitch Black's lair and tries to free the fairies, but they can't fly. After realizing that James is the only child who still believes in magical creatures, he rushes to his house and draws a bunny on the window, bringing it to life. James remembers his mom's stories about Jack Frost bringing ice, and he starts to believe in him. Jack appears and gets excited because someone finally believes in him. Nicholas and the other Guardians arrive and see Jack and James. They inform Jack that losing Easter takes a toll on Aster. and he emerges as a tiny bunny. Pitch Black arrives and sees Jack. He asks the others to escape with James, but gets knocked down as he tries to attack. They get trapped in an alley, and Pitch Black emerges with his nightmares. James says he's scared, but Jack says they'll have some fun. He throws a snowball at Pitch Black and asks James if he believes in the boogeyman. They slide away on Jack's ice and move around the town, making the kids believe in Jack and the other Guardians. Pitch Black emerges with an army of nightmares, but the kids say they will protect the Guardians. He attacks them, and James says he isn't afraid of Pitch Black. The Nightmare Army touches James and suddenly transforms into gold sand. The Guardians' power gets restored, and they fight the Nightmares with the children's help. Jack fights Pitch Black, and the Guardians surround him. He disappears and attempts to hit Jack, but Sandy drags him away and slams him onto the ground. He knocks Pitch Black out and proceeds to restore the dreams of children all over the world. The children have a snowball fight with the magical creatures, while Nicholas tells Jack that his center is making children happy. Pitch Black awakens and attempts to frighten the children, but they pass right through him. He tries to run away, but Nicholas and his friends block his path. Toothiana gives him a hard punch that knocks his teeth out. Nightmares emerge and attack Pitch Black, dragging him underground because he fears not being believed in. Jack becomes a Guardian and everyone celebrates. As the Guardians prepare to depart, Jack assures James that they will always be in his heart. He embraces James before boarding the sled, which takes off into the air. As he flies away, Jack creates a snowflake and blows it away into the wind. And that concludes our recap of the thrilling and magical movie, Rise of the Guardians. If you haven't seen this amazing movie yet, we highly recommend it for its heartwarming story and stunning animation. And speaking of fantastic animated movies, have you seen Flushed Away? This adventure-packed film follows a pampered pet mouse named Roddy as he finds himself trapped in the bustling sewer city of Ratropolis. With the help of new friends and some clever gadgets, Roddy embarks on a daring mission to return home and save his luxurious lifestyle. So click this video and I'll see you there.